What's up, internet? My name's Nerdy, and this is Hunter episodes 32 and 33. We are in the middle of the tower, doing tower things. People are fighting. Gon is resting, he says. This is gonna be fun. Let's dive in. If you want that full-length reaction, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't, stay here, because you're already here, and the poo-poo ka-ka is about to begin.
Hisoka.
The fact that he's not still bleeding is wild. What is Hisoka made out of? I guess that's why they call him the magician. Magician. God damn, my mouth. Is he about to pull a card out of his arm and be like, is this your arm? Why would you do this? Just keep fighting him. Do not play into his dumb games. Oh my god, I fucking this. What? What the fuck? He's about to pull a card out of his arm. He's about to pull a card out of his arm! Isn't the number one no matter what? Wait, I can't do math right now. The trick is worth no points. What a funny point to make. What could possibly be the value in having your limbs severed? That's another clean hit though, right? That is a point. Fucking how? What are we doing? How does that work? Is this just real magic now? You don't need to understand the trick. Keep hitting him. Just win the fight. Stop letting him talk. Hisoka's winning because he's in your head, brother. Don't let him get in your head. Why would it matter which one's doubling? Help your double! Fight him! God, this dude is so physically strong and so mentally weak. He's collapsing in on himself here. Wait, what? Did he just rocket punch with his fucking dismembered arm? This sequence of events is impossible to understand. Oh my god, and he's got a glass jaw? God, I thought this motherfucker was cool. Jesus. Dude, I thought this guy was gonna be a Chad. He got fucking wrecked. Interesting. Your SD card's full, bitch. Sure. When he turned people's arms into butterflies at the beginning of the show, everyone was like, it's not magic. That was censorship. What the fuck are you talking about? He can turn people's arms into butterflies. If he can do that shit, he can turn people's arms into butterflies. Nothing in this world makes sense. Sure. Oh, that one's real, but the other one was fake? What? I'm confused. Oh, I like this girl. We finally have a female character, you guys. It only took 30 episodes. Oh no, both of these arms are off. Oh, shit. He isn't bleeding, but sure. That might be censorship. Interesting. She can't heal him when his nen is turned on.
行くよ。年始縫合。
That's sick. Okay.
ほぼ 100% つなげたよ。
That's the coolest thing the show's done in 30 episodes. That was wild.
いつ見ても惚れ惚れするね。
Huh.
間近で君の年始縫合を見たいがために僕はわざと怪我をするのかも。
Is Hisoka flirting with a woman?
ちゃんと君の口座に振り込んでおくよ。
あっそう。分で処置してね。
サービス悪いね。
バンジーガムとドッキリテクスチャー使えばなんとかなるでしょ。
Bungee gum and texture surprise?
腕に貼り付けドッキリテクスチャーで肌を再現。
I love that it's called texture surprise.
バンジーガム。自分のオーラをガムと
He
ゴ
molds
ム。
his aura into a substance with the properties of rubber. He is Luffy! Gumma gumma no surprise!
僕が子供の頃大好きだったチューインガムの名前から取っているんだ。
そんな
Oh,
情
that's
報いらないん
interesting.
だ。
Okay. I didn't need to know that. She's my favorite person. I don't care.
いたずらシール入りの歌詞が名前の由来なんだ。
Again, didn't need to
だ
know.
から
Yeah. So so he was able to heal his arm by putting a layer of skin that held it in place.
つけられていて、そこから伸びたオーラの先端はあんたの左手に。
How is he hiding this aura from someone as powerful as that guy?
カストロをつなぎ合わせた。
しかしカストロはその
How did Kastro not know, though?
絶を応用して限りなくオーラを見えにくい状態にしていたからね。
So you can Zetsu stuff that is coming off of you. That's interesting. I thought Zetsu was turning it off on you.
だけどあんたは異常と思える手品でカストロの注意をそらし、
Yeah. Cool.
すべての準備が完了。床に落ちたスカーフはすでにドッキリテクスチャーだ。
We simply have to have a different name. Texture surprises. I'm never gonna not laugh at that.
左腕を攻撃された瞬間、
When he attacked it, you activated bungee gum, which caused your arm to reconnect, and then your other arm, which was bungee gum to his face. Okay, I get it. I get
その
it.
傷口をスカーフが覆い隠し、
I understand.
あんたはその微妙なカストロの心理変化を見逃さなかった。
君のダブル 君は才能にあふれた使い手になる。
We just watched this scene earlier in this episode. The animators were like, hey, we can only animate half an episode. How do we get a full episode out of that amount of animation?
それでも冷静に戦えば前線くらいはできたんだ。
That's the thing. Katsu lost the mental game. Fucking, my guy, you just had to keep fighting. You let Hisoka talk, you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? You gotta keep his mouth shut and his body moving. Instead of the other way around.
敵に能力が知られても全くマイナスにならない応用力があるからね。
That's not true. Because Kastro lost because he couldn't understand Hisoka's abilities, right? He got mentally broken by the fact that he couldn't understand what was going on. If Kastro had known what his abilities were, Hisoka's abilities wouldn't have thrown him off that way.
8月30日正午までに暇なやつ改め全団員必ずヨークシンシティに集合。
She's Phantom Troupe?
今までで一番大きな仕事になるんじゃない？
Damn, I don't like her anymore.
団長
He's
自ら
Phantom Troupe? Wait, Troupe means those are the people who took Kurapika's family's eyes, right? That's who this is talking about?
勝ったのはヒソカ。さっきのは嘘だ。
I was lying. Fucking rock, dude. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
なんでヒソカが勝てたのかわからなかったよ。
Dude, you learned about Nen like a month ago.
俺たちも もっと念の能力を上げないとな。
There it is.
あいつは自分以外の誰にも属さない。自分が最強だと思っているから。
It makes sense, right? That's the thing that he told Kurapika during the test, right? Is that he is Phantom Troupe.
あ、また剥がし忘れた。新しいおもちゃも見つけたし。
He can take it off.
幻影旅団の一員になりすましていたヒソカ。
Oh, he's a fake Phantom Troupe? Alright. Sure. I love that the narrator tells us that. Just so you know, he was faking it. The writer's like, I didn't have a clean way to work this into the narrative, so I'm just gonna let you know. He's faking. It's such a like weird way to introduce such a big piece of information. It's just in the fucking narration at the end of the episode. Damn. Someone in my Discord, join the Discord. We have a great time over there. Someone in my Discord was talking about how they didn't really like my Hunter x Hunter reactions as much because they felt like I was too negative. And we had, I think, you know, a little good back and forth. Like, they weren't being mean or anything. They were being honest in a way that I welcome. And, you know, I always welcome criticism of me. I've been an actor for too long. You can give me notes. It doesn't affect me. The thing that I think I was so hung up on up until now was that I didn't get what the show wanted to be. And I never really understood what the hunters were. I never really understood what like the point of anybody's job was or the organization or all of these things. And now we're here and we're doing Nen and Ren and we're doing like this magic system that feels like just a completely different show from the exam arc. So much so that the exam arc seems kind of pointless other than to like introduce you to the characters. But if all it's doing is introducing the characters, it's so long. It's like 20 episodes, right? And this show is so much more interesting now, but it's so magical. And it's just so, it's very strange to me that the show is so deeply magical after episode 29. You know what I mean? That you get through almost 30 episodes of television before the show is like, all right, all of that stuff, that's just like prequel relationship building kind of nonsense. The show is actually a deeply magical television show where the magic is so insane that the characters who are aware that the magic exists say that it is impossible to understand, right? Because there's no way the announcer for the 200s floors doesn't know magic is happening. They know that Nen exists, right? Because they're watching like people control tops with their minds. But this is where, oh my god, the world building of this show is insane, right? Because the only way the tower makes any sense is if they have a wide viewership on television who is gambling on the tower. It's the only way an institution that big could make enough money to function the way that the show says that it functions. But nobody knows that magic exists outside of people who are able to do that magic, even though it is a sport that is watched by people. I'm so confused by that. I'm really enjoying the show now. I think that in the last few episodes, I get it. I get what the show is going to be in the future, and I like that more than what the show was at the beginning. Because I do like the magic. I think that the Nen thing and the way that people are using their spirit to create magic systems that are tailor-made for how they want to fight is a cool idea, right? There's like a book series I want to write about a magic world where the magic system is the power of imagination. And so everybody has magic, but they use it differently. I would love to write that one day. It's an idea. I want to have time to put pen to paper on it. But I love this idea, and I think that there's value in it. I just wish it was introduced earlier. I wish that this was part of the exam. I wish that people knew about the magic. Because it is weird to me that there is a massive institution that's whole thing is gambling on these fights where you can see people do literal magic. But nobody knows what the magic system is. Like, the wires on that are so crossed for me. And the idea that you would have a public institution that billions of dollars are passing through. And that you would have magic happen on camera where the characters doing the magic are verbally going, oh shit, this is my magic Nen ability. That's broadcast globally, and people don't talk about the magic all the time. I can't square those two holes, right? Those two things in the world building of this show don't both work for me. So I'm going to go with everybody knows about the magic and the kids are fucking idiots who don't own televisions somehow. Killua is just unaware, because it's the only way to make sense of the fact that so much money has to go through the tower in order for it to work at all, and that it's televised. It would be like television producing hockey and putting that out into the world and having people at home be like, I don't understand how they're flying around the ice. Like, when I stand on ice, I slip. It would be like television putting hockey content out and people being like, wait, what are skates? I don't know what skates are. You know what I mean? Like, you see them. It's happening. It's happening in front of your eyes. That dude can double himself with magic. That is happening. But at the same time, this is so good. Like, that fight was sick. The explanation went a little too long. It was fine. That could have been tightened up in the writing, but the explanation was good, right? It was interesting, and I feel like, yeah. Oh my god, it's so wild. Because I feel like if you just introduced the magic earlier and had it not be a mystery when it is pervasive and televised, I wouldn't butt up against it in the way that I am, honestly. Because the magic is sick. And I'm excited to see how training allows for you to overcome the kind of rock, paper, scissors matches that these magic systems become, right? Because you ultimately are going to have to get to a point where most of the characters are the same level of power system when we get to the top tiers, later stuff in the show. And how do they mentally stay focused, stay in the game, not get distracted, and figure out how to manipulate the magic system they've created for themselves to beat Hisoka, to beat Killua's family, to beat all these other people that have the magic. Because that was fun, man. I like her a lot. I don't know her name. I like her a lot. She's funny. She's sassy. She's a Phantom Troupe member, which sucks because we have to kill her. But I want to watch Kurapika dig her eyes out with a spoon. But I like her. She's fun. I like what characters I don't care. I find that very funny about information like, I named this after the bubblegum I like. It's just I really don't give a shit. Pay me. Put money in my account. Also, her ability looked sick. The animation of that was beautiful. I loved the work there. I just wish the magic system wasn't I wish it had been introduced earlier, not a mystery. Because now it feels like the show has to have excuses for why the characters aren't aware of something that is so public. And that feels weird to me. And I need to find a way to get over that, because I'm enjoying watching the show mid-episode so much that I need to get over the hangover of the opening kind of setting the show up in a very strange way, given the fact that it's so magical. It's deeply, deeply, insanely magical. And the characters are just great. Let's watch the next episode.
そういう念を込めておきましたから。
本当？
いや、嘘です。
What?
誓いの糸が切れていないからですよ。
Oh. The promise said would have broken. That's interesting.
やっべ、俺やれるかな。
Wait, Killua, you haven't been practicing?
うまくできるだろうか。
You figured it out in 3 hours the first time. Let's not pretend that 2 months off ruined your abilities.
あ、切れてる。
切れるように結んであったのです。私の念でね。
Interesting. I mean, Nen can do fucking anything, bud. I'm excited to see what Gon's specific use of Nen is gonna be. What's his...
ゴン君はその対戦をビデオで見たかい？
うん、まだだよ。
we about to watch this fight for a third time?
見ながら説明しましょうか。
Guys, we just did a whole half an episode having someone explain the fight while we watched it.
ここで左手からオーラの糸が出ているのが見えるか。
Wait, the cameras can pick up aura?
全然見えねえよ。自分もす。
I'm amazed the cameras can pick up aura.
あれじゃ反撃のしようがないし、命がいくつあっても足りません。
Interesting.
連を習得し、密かの印を見破ること。
Alright, let's go.
自分が？
二人の前で連を見せてあげなさい。
Come on, Zushi, you got this. Os! I believe in you. Yeah, hit that pose, brother.
すごい力。
Dude's about to shit his pants.
密かの体からオーラが見えるかい。
Oh, let's go, Zushi.
だがいい線いっているよ。
本当に見えたっす。
He's about to paint that gi brown, you know what I mean? Tensing up like that? Oh my god.
修練を積めば行を行いながら念能力はその人の個性に大きく影響されます。一人一人好きなことや得意な分野が違うよ。
Is that guy a motorcycle rider? Is his weapon motorcycles?
ガンガン鍛錬に励み、同じくらい遊んで人生を楽しみなさい。
Us!
最終日にバトル登録をしてください。それまで修行です。
Okay, but don't register for the same day so that you don't have to fight each other. Because that would be tough.
そうだな。じゃあゴンの部屋行こうぜ。
Can Zushi go to the 200s? I guess yeah, right?
寿司。おす。お客さんだな。
Us. Oh, he just says it for anything now. He said, oh, no.
あんたらもしつこいな。嫌われるよ。そん。
君らとぜひ戦いたいからね。
You gonna do it, Killua?
なんならサービスで俺の能力見せちゃおう。
Ooh, a little preview on what he does. That's interesting. It's a big advantage.
それじゃあダメだね。俺の締め切りが5月29日。
Well, that's too damn bad.
ゴンちゃん、絶対君と戦うからね。
Alright, fight someone tomorrow, and then your date will change, and you can fight me on the 10th. Dude, you can. It's so easy to move your date. I don't understand this guy's problem. Just fight someone tomorrow. Just back out like Hisoka does.
その力を一気に外へ。
Damn. Let's go, boys.
少し難しかったな。少し。
I was
通上達の速さす。
They pick it up too fast. I agree, Zushi.
もう少し練習すっか。いや、もう勘弁す。
No, let me stay more powerful than you.
半日で追い抜かれたら立ち直れないっす。
Aw, Zushi. Don't lose your motivation, buddy.
さてと。
Is that dude about to fucking kidnap Zushi? Oh, god damn it. Why are we... No, we can't kidnap children. That's a child, man. The fuck is wrong with you? Kidnapping a child so that you can beat up another child is so wild. That's insane.
頼むね。
Get that kid's head out of your lap, you fucking creep.
なんか企んでるとは思ったけど。
Go, Killua! Yes! Okay.
いつがいいんだっけ？
Right now? In this alley?
あいつのスケジュールに合わせろよな。それならあいつは喜んで戦うぜ。これは約束。
Oh my god, I want to watch this guy get absolutely demolished.
はいはい、いいっすよ。その代わり、これが最初で最後だからね。
You're lucky Killua isn't stronger. Because if he was, he would just kill you. Way to go, Killua.
約束を破ったらどうなるんだい？
ここで言っても意味ねえし。
You'll find out if it happens.
それで大体の事情は飲み込めるだろう。これから俺の言うことを誰にも話さず実行してくれさえすれば。
Isn't Killua just gonna walk Zushi
何
to...
事もなく3人で修行ができるよ。
No, go on, talk to Killua first.
30日で受けてくれたぜ。
これで2勝か。ボロいね。
Fuck. I...
殺しやめるのって
Not killing people is pretty hard.
仇はつれえぜ。
Queen Levitt's tough. I say that about my diet, not about not murdering people in alleys.
戦闘こっちはキルア対サダソの一戦だ。
How is Sadaso gonna fight on the 29th and the 30th if Killua kills him?
こいつの見えない左腕に捕まったら最後だぜ。別名新人潰しって呼ばれる。
I don't know if Sadaso's making it to the 30th. If I'm just gonna be completely honest.
俺、行ができるようになったから。
No, Zushi, my boy! Damn, Killua.
でないと腕がくっついたり、顎をめがけて正確に飛んでくる理由が説明でき。
Killua figured it out. Hopefully that's enough to murder Sadaso so Gon doesn't have to fight him on the 30th.
レベルが違いすぎる。
Poor Zushi, man. This poor kid. I'm Zushi. That's why I'm on the show.
君も課題はクリアしたから早く試合がしたい。
So about that.
5月29日なんだ。俺は5月30日。
いいでしょ。私も君たちの上達ぶりを。
It's only 10 days early this time, not months.
でもまあ、一番気がかりだった師匠の許しは得たし。
I don't really care about the fight. I was more worried about Wing.
大丈夫。心配いらない。
What does that mean, Killua?
そしてあと3回同じようなカモを見つけて勝てば。
Why are you so desperate to get your ass kicked? Don't you have to beat a floor master though?
動くと殺す。分かったらゆっくり目を閉じろ。約束を破ったらどうなるか分かる。分かったらゆっくり目を開けて。
God.
鏡の俺を見てよく聞け。
The idea that you're gonna drive that dagger through the skull like that is... Oh.
サダソ選手時間切れ。戦勝キルア。
Yeah, this would be a huge problem for them, right? If the way that this place makes money is gambling, then people just not showing up would be a massive blow financially. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. I was really hoping to watch Killua fight that fight, but that is a way to do it. Interesting. So fascinating. Yeah. Now that we're in the magic system, and now that we're kind of doing what I think the show wants to be doing, which is exploring this, these episodes make more sense in the way that they're structured, right? The world doesn't yet. I think it will, but the episodes themselves, I think, work for me better than the exam arc did. And because I just feel more secure as the viewer in what I think the show is going for finally, which is what I've been waiting for. And not just that the world is weird and that there's like wacky things going on, or we're jumping off cliffs to get eggs, spider eggs and shit like that. You know what I mean? We're fighting prisoners who didn't have an end for some reason. You know what I mean? Like they're all those weird things. But now I feel like, okay, I get what this is. I do. And so I'm happy about that. I'm happy with the direction the show's headed. I feel so bad for Zushi, man. He is getting caught up in the fact that the show didn't introduce the magic system earlier, and so now it kind of has to rush these two through it. You know what I mean? Gon and Killua have to get sort of like inexplicably be powerful enough to just kind of move from not knowing anything in the exam arc to being on Hisoka's level. So they have to move through it so fast. And the way that the show's handling that is by making a joke out of the fact that Zushi is just not as good as them. And so the joke that is allowing for the show to progress these two kind of supernaturally from point A to point C is that, well, B is about the fact that Zushi's just there being like, I work so hard and I don't get any of these advantages. These forks. But it is funny, and the voice actor who plays Zushi, I think, really sells those moments in a way that's working for me. And I'm finding them funny, even though my heart is breaking for Zushi, because he's just a good kid who's trying his hardest. And these other two just come in and are just destroying him at everything immediately. And in some ways, Zushi is more interesting to me right now because he actually has some struggle, right? Like, as much as I'm enjoying the show, there's not a lot of conflict, weirdly. And it's because the show introduced the magic system so late that these episodes have to be so much exposition. Like, these episodes, I thought fucking Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 was a lot of exposition. But this is just so much exposition. And thank God it's interesting. Like, thank God I am finding the Nen stuff fun. Partially because the concept of it is that it is deeply personal. And I think that if you're writing magic systems like this, where the magic changes depending on who uses it, it can't just be like, I am the fire person. That is so boring to me, right? But this being like specifically about, and Hisoka being a magician, and that being sleight of hand magic that is also hiding his real magic, is such a clever way to do that. And so what does he have? He has a handkerchief. He has cards. He has these things that we associate with a real world thing, which is his magician persona, that he has tied into the way he wants to use the magic to hide, his injuries and to have these items hit you from different directions. And it is sleight of hand taken a step further. It's not that he's doing real magic with the cards, right? It is that his magic and his sleight of hand are separate but working together. That is so much more fascinating to me than Hisoka just doing magic. Doing real magic and pretending it's sleight of hand. He is actually doing the sleight of hand, right? I think that there's a really cool personalization to this. And I'm excited to see how the show explores that as it moves forward. And especially once it gets into Gon and Killua's kind of specific abilities. But at the same time, they don't really have problems right now. And I think that is kind of the next thing the show needs to tackle. We've tackled the introduction to the magic. We're kind of getting to a point where I think most shows are much earlier in their runs in terms of world understanding and the journey our characters are on. The next thing the show needs to do is actually introduce like actual conflict. Because right now everything is solved so quickly. There's no conflict in the show that the characters are building up to. And you could say like the Hisoka fight, but there's not really a conflict in that for Gon and Killua right now. They are not struggling at anything. And the closest thing we've had to a genuine conflict for Gon is that at times when he was recovering from his injuries, he wanted to use Nen, and he didn't, and that was off screen. Like, the interesting thing was I guess the most conflict we've really had for Gon was that moment of him deciding not to watch the television show, which was a great moment, right? But then this fight with Sadaso comes up, and Killua is able to solve that so easily that it sort of took the wind out of the sails of that, right? So it's just really interesting. I'm curious how the show's going to keep moving forward and how we're going to get to a point where it feels like our characters have to start overcoming these problems with some actual effort, as opposed to just being so good that every episode you're like, wow, they solved Yo overnight. Wow, they solved 10 overnight. That we at some point we've got to stop having Gon and Killua go to their hotel room, practice for a few hours, and have a new ability mastered faster than Zushi. Because if that as much as I love these characters and I'm really enjoying their interactions, I love Gon and Killua's relationship. I think it's one of my favorite like friendships I've seen in an anime. I just think they're so incredibly suited for one another, and they're so kind and caring. Killua not practicing because Gon wasn't practicing. Like, all these little moments between the two of them are so well done that I want this show to not just have them solve all of their problems immediately. And I don't know how they do that right now, because the tempo of this show is that Wing tells them about something, and the next day they're like, I got it, nailed it. And I don't know what to do with that, honestly. It is sort of, it's the weird part of where we're at. We finally kind of solidified what the show wants to be. And now we need to push them. I don't know if it's getting them up a floor where it's actually hard, right? But, and maybe Beyblade Boy would still beat Gon. I don't know that he would, based on the way that the show handles things, right? So that's just kind of where I'm at. I'm really enjoying it. I really like these characters, man. The character, Gon and Killua's relationship carries me through this. And I think Hisoka is fascinating. And so I'm excited to see where it's going. I just want it to be a little bit harder. I want it to be a little bit more work. You know what I mean? I want them to be having more of Zushi's experience than leapfrogging Zushi's experience. That's where I'm at. But damn, maybe the two best episodes. No, there have been some great episodes. But these two episodes have been very securing for me in what the show's going to be, and that I am enjoying it. Because I was a little worried when they figured out Nen really fast. That I was like, oh god, is this magic system going to be kind of nothing? And then immediately with the Hisoka fight, they enriched it really quickly, and I'm happy about that. So I'm excited to move forward and kind of get deeper into it. But like, god, give Gon and Killua something to struggle with. Yeah. If you like the video, like to subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is that lady. There was a woman who wasn't an announcer. Crazy. If you want to follow me around the internet, you can. I'm at nerdynightly. Do something nerdy tonight. Bye.